Hey everyone, how's it going? This is going to be the second episode in my series where I go through the Bible and look at things that don't make sense if we live on a globe. And I'm just going to preface this video by saying this is weird. This is actually kind of hard for me to do, this one. I'm confused, and I think you'll see why in a moment. So let's just get started. We're looking at Matthew 4, verse 8, where the devil took Jesus up to a very high mountain, and he showed him all the kingdoms of the world. Okay, so first of all, let's just, to keep things simple from the start, if you went high enough on the flat earth, yes, in fact, you could see all the kingdoms of the world. And, I mean, even if you're not talking literally all of the kingdoms, but if you're talking like just a few, like the neighboring kingdoms from where they were, then yeah, if you went up high enough, you'd be able to see them all. And I suppose that would be true also on the globe here. So here we are at the east of the Mediterranean Sea. There's Israel. If they were somewhere around here, if you went up high enough on this model, yeah, you can see. You know, here I am. I can't even go that low, but if you go up high enough, you can see all the neighboring kingdoms. I mean, I don't know what mountain was that high. I don't know. You know, it's kind of a weird situation here. The reason this is even more strange is because this globe, if you think about it, it's to scale. You know, it's to match the real world's scale. But the real world, if it's flat, all we have here is a flat Earth map wrapped around a ball. So what I'm trying to get at is that let's actually look at the real world with our eyes and see if it matches this ball. So what I'm going to do here is I've got the scale here on this globe, and it says that every inch on this globe, 660 miles are there. So here we have a 500-mile marker divided into 100-mile marks, and I've gone and penciled in a 50-mile and then 25-mile mark. And why this is important is, well, let me show you. Let's go to, yeah, I'm going to go to this one. Nope, that's not the one I want. This one. Who's seen this before? I mean, I just doodled this on paint, good old paint, but we all know this scene. It's the horizon. You're standing on a beach somewhere facing the ocean, and as a ship approaches the horizon, you know, it gets higher and higher. Bill Nye will tell you this. It gets higher and higher close to the horizon, and then it starts to sink below the horizon, and that's what that little thing is. It's a sail sinking away from us over the curvature of the Earth. Everybody who believes the Earth is a globe will tell you that the horizon is where the Earth begins to curve away. Now, what's phenomenal about this point that they try to make is that when you watch a boat go over the horizon, it doesn't shrink all that much. It just goes down. And I mean, we already know that this myth has been destroyed, because if you were to zoom in on the ship that's on the right, it would actually bring it right back up to look like the ship that's on the left, because this is a phenomenon. It's an optical illusion that happens on a flat surface, which water is. That's why it's called sea level. But going along with the ballers, the globe earthers, this ship, as it goes out to sit on top of the horizon, if you Google it, it says that if you're, 5'7", this horizon is only 2.9 miles out. That's not very far. Let's just call it 3 miles, okay? How much further do you think that ship has to go to start sinking below the curvature? The alleged curvature. I don't really know, okay? I'm not going to guess at it, but what I do know, what I notice, is that, and I know I've just copied and pasted here, but when a ship does go over the curvature, it doesn't look that much smaller. It really doesn't look like it's gone very much further in order to sink that much. So if people who believe the Earth is round would take their heads out of the sand for just a moment, maybe they'd see that if this horizon is only 3 miles away, if you're about 6 feet tall, based on the amount of sinkage that you see with this boat over the curvature, the Earth must be absolutely tiny. think about it. Let's go back to the scale here. I tried marking in a little smudge with a Sharpie, and it's still way too big. It spans the 25-mile mark. So if you divide that little black dot there in the center of the screen by 8, that would get you 3 miles. So I think that 3 miles on this globe looks like about the size of maybe half or a quarter of a pixel that you'd find on my laptop. Absolutely tiny. And if we head back over here to the Mediterranean Sea, where Jesus and the devil probably were, somewhere around here in Israel, they went up, you know, high enough to see all the kingdoms of the world, or the neighboring kingdoms, I don't know. It's hard to just take it literally, you know what I mean, in this particular example. But I can't even demonstrate to you how small a fraction of a pixel is on this size of globe. But if a ship starts to curve away from us, or at least sink behind the horizon, it doesn't curve away as it should. It's not like the ship, as it goes over the horizon, it's not like it starts to lean away and the mast leans away from us. That never happens, which also proves the Earth is flat. But if the ship is sinking behind the curvature, nonetheless, you know, and that's 3 miles out, the entire Earth couldn't be larger than, you know, a circular, I mean, what would that be, like 30 miles in diameter? Based on the rate that a ship sinks below the horizon? Oh, it doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? Like, this globe is to scale with real life, right? And in real life, when you ascend on this flat plane, the horizon rises to meet your eye level, just like we see here. Here's a plane. The higher you go in this hot air balloon, the horizon stays level with the view that you're at. You go on over to the ball, and you actually end up looking down at the horizon, just like you would here. Say this guy's on a ball here. As he looks to the horizon, he's already looking down. I know this isn't to scale, but all the globe scales don't make sense in the first place. He's looking down, and he can see this far where the arrow is, and if he goes higher, he can see a bit further, but he's got to look even further down. So the higher you go on the globe, you should be having to look further down, especially when you consider that in real life, the ship is only 3 miles away when it's on the horizon. That would make the Earth absolutely puny compared to what it should be and what it actually is. So I feel like this doesn't really have anything to do with the fact that Jesus and Satan went up really high and were able to see either all the kingdoms or, you know, a few of the kingdoms, the neighboring kingdoms. I think that the Roman Empire at that time it kind of surrounded the Mediterranean Sea. So if they went really high, like, you know, it'd be like on a plane, the higher you get, the horizon matches your eye level. It just doesn't make sense if the horizon is 3 miles out when you're 6 feet on the sand. So anyway, this is my longest video. I didn't mean for it to be this long, but it's like I can't really get this information into a shorter video. So yeah, I don't know. To summarize, this doesn't make any sense on a globe. Whether it's literally, you know, going up high enough to see the entire Earth, that makes sense on a flat Earth. Doesn't make sense if you go up high enough on the globe. You can't see all the kingdoms of the world, which is obviously what you'd be talking about if you got this high. I don't think you'd be talking about only a small area like this if you could get up high enough to see all the kingdoms of the world. At that point, you'd be thinking, like, all of them. Anyway, whatever. Thanks for watching.